Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! Taylor gets this one out towards center field to the short porch, and it's a grand slam! That's a floater. Out to short. And it's booted off the shortstop's glove! Just like they drew it from Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! Gone! Grant Fournier! Two-run shot to right!
Champions are crowned here, just a couple minutes off of the Atlantic City Expressway and just a few minutes from the famous Jersey Shore. We've got the ABHA, American Ball Hockey Alliance Championships here in Egg Harbor Township. I'm Dan Wilkins with Brian Yackel today as we have an excellent quad of games from 1 to 4, although we are starting almost a half hour behind schedule due to the cadet semifinal between Mays Landing and Monroe going to overtime. What a game that was. I really wish I was on the air for that. Monroe was down 2-0 with 1:15 left in the third period. They came back, tied the game, and then with 4 minutes left in the overtime period, they put in the golden goal, and they will be on our cameras in just a little bit. We're here at the west ring of the Egg Harbor Township rinks. Again, Dan Wilkins with Brian Yackel today. Big thanks to the American Ball Hockey Alliance for having us. This is an excellent place to be. Perfectly blue skies, 45 degrees here at tip-off, or at puck drop, I should say. We are still in basketball season for some. But this is going to be really an exciting four group of games. You know, I've done some ball hockey in the past, but that was pretty much all-stars and exhibitions. This is the real deal. We covered Belmar back a couple of months ago in the Belmar All-Star Games, but guess what? I mean, these guys are no joke, especially even for the Penguin division, you know, where you're dealing with 9 and 10 and 11-year-olds. These guys are the real deal. They'll be squaring up against the Linwood Lions this afternoon for our first of 4 games. Again, we're still waiting on some semifinal results to come in, so we'll let you know when we get a chance of who is going to be playing in the next 3 games. For all 4 broadcasts today, if you're tuning in to all 4, we'll be on 4 separate links for today's game. You're watching the Penguin division right now, but when the game ends and we go to the Beavers, you'll have to go to the live tab on your YouTube page and switch over to the Beaver tab or the Beaver live stream. And then for the cadets, the same thing. The freshmen, the same thing. The American Ball Hockey Championships here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting from the rooftops of the Egg Harbor Township West Rink. Here we go, 30 minutes of high-flying action here between the Linwood Lions and the Belmar Bears. Still getting my voice warmed up for the day. I apologize in advance. We've got a good one. Linwood on the left with the orange and black jerseys. Belmar on the right. We're underway. First possession of the day is going to be a straight shot for Linwood with Mason Christie unable to get it there, rolling along the boards. I'm sorry, that's number 19, Jax Carpenter. I was looking at 19 on the Belmar side. Ridge Pizzagano ended up picking up that one. It's Cole Curcio for Belmar. Takes a high shot, goes parallel to the net. It'll eventually be picked up by Roman Franchini. Back out to the blue line. Brings it out, hits the back of the net. It's picked up by Matt Ackley. Takes a shot, can't get it there. Moving back out across center ice. He'll bring this, instead of bringing it to his goalie, he's going to bring it back into play right in front of us here. Rolling along the left wing, it wraps around the boards to Pizzagano. Mastero the third picks it up, and we've got a save from the goalkeeper, Connor Corbett. Clock stops with 9 minutes remaining, just a minute gone here in the first period. In our first of 4 games today. Again, most of you hockey fans know the drill, 10-minute periods. There's no Zambonis here because we're outside, and we're not on Lake Tahoe either. Linwood with possession. Of course, Linwood a little bit closer to home here, just about maybe 10 minutes down the road from Egg Harbor City in the Atlantic City Metro. And of course, Belmar a little bit closer to home here. Maybe 45, 50 minutes away from the rinks where we're at today. Here comes a nice crossover to the left wing. Can't get it. Deflects and up and over Warren Brown. They're back behind the net again. Linwood, player lost his stick. Franchini, that is. As it looks like we're still in our first shift for both teams. Nobody's really made that many changes yet. It's Benny Coleman with defense from Anthony Proto. Linwood back behind the net, tries to do a wraparound here. Let's see if they can do it. It's deflected. Linwood can't get the play to stick. And Belmar is going to hold on to the possession as this, it's not going to be icing, I don't think. It'll be good. Stays in play. A whiff by Jack Corbett. Still behind his own goal with, I assume, brother or cousin, some kind of relative, Connor Corbett. Deflects off the fence. I mean, Corbett's not like a Smith or a Jones. You know, usually when you see two of those on the same team from the same town, you like to think. We've got an icing call. 7:33 left in the first. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. These Penguins are going to be pretty far out from going to their driving school, but if they've got some older brothers, make sure they check out Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. If you like those odds, you can book an appointment today at 614 Lambs Road, Suite 4 of the Total Turf Experience Complex. Just 2.5 minutes gone here in the first period. No score yet between Linwood and Belmar in the Penguin division. Here on a windy day. You know, usually we don't talk about wind when it comes to hockey because it's not a factor, but with these guys playing, you know, ball hockey outside, that one deflected off the face mask of Cole Curcio. Again, some more checks near the boards. Deflected back out again to Jack Corbett. But one of the things that these guys have to focus on, I mean, yes, the ball is heavy, but wind gusts are up over 20 miles per hour today here in Egg Harbor Township, not to mention the fact that we are not that far from the Jersey Shore, from that island and the bay separating Brigantine and Atlantic City and whatnot. That was dangerously close to an own goal as Ulrich was in front of his own net. Here's a shot, deflected on a couple hops. Linwood's going to try to save one back, and it is trapped glove side by Warren Brown III, who avoids a potential disaster there for Belmar. I mean, that's just the kind of possession where Belmar is having to think about their awareness around the net. You know, I mean, he was standing almost in the goalie zone, in like maybe 2 feet away from Warren Brown. So that's something that they have to consider here, is that if they end up getting themselves into trouble, because Linwood right now keeping the puck, or keeping the ball, I'm mostly used to ice hockey, keeping the ball mostly in the other team's possession and in their zone. Linwood just needs a breakaway to attack and maybe score. This one will go behind Brown, picked up by Luca Ciolo. Passes it out for the backhand, rolls along. This one's in no man's land. Let's see if Linwood can pick this one up, and an icing will be called, the second of the day. 6:08 left in the first period. If you're just joining us, it's a good one here in the Penguin division, and we'll have a face-off on the opposite end of the ice of the rink. Feels like we're on ice, I'll tell you that, here in Egg Harbor Township, although not as bad as what we had yesterday when we were at Rutgers Camden. I mean, you have to deal with that Delaware River wind coming in. I mean, it could be 90 degrees everywhere else, but in that one section of Camden, going to have another icing there before we can get going. But no, the thing is about Rutgers Camden, if you've ever been there, even when it was the River Shark Stadium, that river wind just blows straight in, and it almost creates like a Wrigley Field effect. And that's always difficult, especially for us, you know. Even when they rotated the field 90 degrees when they built the new complex in Camden, made for an interesting conundrum. But yeah, it was 31 degrees when the final pitch was thrown in Game 2 of that 18-inning doubleheader between Immaculata and Rutgers Camden. Scarlet Raptors won both games in our first college baseball showcase of the year. That one skipped all around, all sorts of places for number 9, Logan O'Neill. There's some aforementioned shift changes for Linwood. Linwood trying to get a breakaway right over center ice for Proto. It's back across the way for Corbett. No icing call. Didn't seem like it was warranted. Curcio wraps this one around the boards. Picked up by Andrew Duffy. Ackley comes back in for Belmar, just a 1-for-1 change. Linwood with a shot, missed high. Got knocked back down from Andrew Duffy. Here comes a slap shot from the blue line. Can't get it there. Brown saves it. And now Linwood back across the back line. Again, some more checks near the boards. Some more contact there. Mastero is able to pick up possession. Jerry Mastero. Again, some more one-on-one deflections there. Linwood with the advantage. Passed from O'Neal to Corbett. Dancing along the blue line. Belmar's going to get this one back. They're sliding over to the left. Curcio has it. Let's see if he takes a shot. Slides it over. Backhand. Ackley can't hang on to it, and Linwood's going to... No, they're not going to get the possession back. A light tap there from the right wing. Can't get it to go. And this one will go back to Colton Brown. Back behind the Linwood goal. Here comes another shot from Ackley. Misses left. Still trapped behind the Linwood net. Belmar with possession. Still going back and forth here. Cross to the right wing. Taken in by Andrew Duffy. Now back at the opposite blue line. Linwood's going to try to get a breakaway here. It is saved by Warren Brown. And after a couple of minutes of nonstop action, they take a breather after the second save of the day by Brown. Corbett has not had to make any saves yet, but, I mean, Linwood has had more shots on goal, and that's usually one of your first denominators that you look for in a scoreless game. You know, almost a tiebreaker, if you will. If you can't look for the goals on the board, there comes another save. If you can't look for the goals on the board, and guess what? The next best thing is going to be you're going to be looking for the shots on goal, saves by Warren Brown. But it'll be especially important for Belmar to stick to their guns with Brown. Even if Linwood takes an early lead, they seem like they have an early advantage. But again, there comes save number 4 as Warren Brown gets himself some extra love. But again, Linwood is just crashing the net here. They're finding ways to get as many shots on goal as they can in the early going. Put the pressure on, make Belmar uncomfortable, and find a way for them to somehow crack the code of Warren Brown. This will be an icing call as it wraps around the opposite net. Play stops with 3:30 left in the first period. Linwood's feeling a little bit confident right now. You know, you could see some heads nodding. You could see some thumbs up around. Still early. And especially in the Penguin division, you might expect to see a low-scoring defensive gauntlet. Again, the only experience I have with the Penguin divisions in ball hockey is with Belmar at the All-Star event earlier in January. That shot from Brown misses wide right. Corbett on the defense. Let's see who's got it. No save. It looked like Corbett may have had it, but he didn't hold on to it for long enough. Belmar, shot, goal! Their first of the championship. How about it for Belmar? They get themselves on the board. So an unassisted goal. And Belmar is on top, 1-0. Rolls back out to Corbett behind the net. Rickard coming in for defense. Trying to flip the momentum here. Now that Belmar, I mean, look, Linwood had a possessional advantage early, but now Belmar kind of came out of the gate swinging, shocked everybody with a goal. Oh, and again, got to be careful here. Can't turn the ball over to Linwood. Brown's in, save. I mean, Linwood is inches away from scoring goals. And it's unfortunate because Linwood seems to have a really talented roster, but I mean, again, Belmar with a 1-0 lead, and one of the things that you can't avoid, especially at this age, is sometimes the emotions getting the better of people. And I don't mean in an angry fistfight kind of way. I mean in a getting yourself down and letting things get to your head way. because you give up the one goal. Sometimes the coaches have to keep these guys motivated. That mentality of, just shaking things off. I see it at the Little League level all the time. These guys are tough. These guys are hard-nosed, but it's not hardwired into everybody yet. Goes back behind the net over to Thomas McCune. Wonder if there's any relation to Mike McCune, head coach of Collingswood High School football over in the West Jersey Football League. He's quite active over there in Collingswood, although we are quite a ways away from Collingswood today. .220 left in the first. Belmar with possession. Here we go. Here's another chance. And it's saved. This will be another face-off between Mastero and Duffy. Some good defense there from Linwood immediately after the face-off. This one will roll over to middle. Belmar now defending on the opposite blue line. Back to McCune. Oh, he tried a slap shot to get the ball away. Couldn't get it. Or at least he made contact but didn't have the effect that it wanted. Just kind of lightly tapped it. He whiffed again. McCune going back behind the line. And Belmar almost retreating in this situation. Linwood's going to try to take advantage of this and try to flip the attack and get themselves a goal. Good contact there from number 4, Georgia Suter. Icing called after a chase from Rickard. Oh. That ball hit the ref right in the kneecap. And I know ball hockey, I mean, they're a little bit like hockey pucks. They're heavy. They hurt. I've been hit with a hockey puck before at a Flyers game. It does not feel good. I'm sorry, not a Flyers game. Lehigh Valley Phantoms back a couple years ago. But like I said, this wind is something that usually when you're on the ice, don't have to worry about. But here, especially when we get, oh, Brown stopped it. This one will go back to Linwood. They're going to try to turn it around. Belmar forces a turnover with Mason Christie getting in there, who scored the first goal. Now going to try for a wraparound. Back behind the net. Hits the lower post. Can he light the lamp for a second time? Christie! No, wide right. Clock stops with 55.2 seconds left in the first period. If you want to put it in literal terms, our first of 12 periods today. Unless a game goes to overtime, I'm not sure. Here comes another shot from Belmar, trying to force the attack with a 1-0 lead, trying to pad the lead with Frank Slaughter. Now with another backhand move, sliding out to the left side. Here comes the rollover from Christie. This one's going to try to go back the other way. Here comes a shot with distance, and on a couple hops in a baseball style, it's stolen and saved by Connor Corbett. Here we go again. Belmar with possession. Carpenter's going to slide this one back in a battle with Curcio. Linwood's just trying to find any edge here because they already had the advantage earlier, but there were no goals on the board. Slap shot from the blue line fails. Now they try another one. It slides on the ground. Brown saves it. 8.9 on the clock as Brown picks up his 6th save of the first period. And this is what we were saying. Connor Corbett only has 1 save to this point. Warren Brown with 6 already. Even though Belmar has a 1-goal advantage, it is not out of the box to say that Linwood has been giving the advantage on shots on goal. 3 seconds left. They have a chance for one more shot. Corbett saves it, and by the time the whistle blows, the clock hits 0. But Belmar with an early goal from Mason Christie. And after the first period, it's 1-0 Bears. Defense. Let's see who's got it. No save. It looked like Corbett may have had it, but he didn't hold on to it for long enough. Belmar, shot, goal! Their first of the championship.
Literally, they've been here twice, and they're about to score, or on the doorstep of scoring 50 for the second game in a row. Xavier Terry Brown. He is still on his feet. He's being shoved forward into the end zone. But who's got the ball? Look at Jason Solomon. The ball magically appeared in Woodbury's hands, and now they're back at the 50. This one's going back. This one's going to go to the distance. I don't see any flags. Did that just go for 100 yards? I think it did. I do not see any flags as Woodbury. Oh my goodness, Jason Solomon, have a day. He is the first man not named Taylor to score. Wow, that was good.
One period down, 2 to go. Here in game 1 of 4 in the Penguin Division Championship, or I should say more broadly at the American Ball Hockey Championships here in Egg Harbor Township. I'm Dan Wilkins here on the call today. We do have a Venmo at DW Broadcasting. Disclaimer, I am being paid for this event. However, anything helps. It's not required by any means, but Corbett with a decent save on a couple hops to start off the period off the bat. My Venmo is at DW Broadcasting, no spaces, no hyphens. I'm a 19-year-old college student at Rowan College of South Jersey. I do this to advance my career. Eventually, after my associates, I'll get 2 years at Rowan University in Glassboro with a degree in sports communications and media. So this is what I like to do. You know, college baseball's around here. We just did some work for Rutgers Camden the other day. We're going to have an icing call, so not a lot of time for these guys to get adjusted. A save for Corbett in the first 7 seconds, and then 6 seconds later, what do you know? You got another icing call that will bring us back to square one on this face-off between Mastero, and it looks like Logan O'Neill will go back into the ice. And we'll go back into the face-off here. So, yeah, this is actually really interesting how this happened. I got here at 12 o'clock today for a 1 o'clock start, and, you know, Brian comes up to me and he's like, well, I got 2 options. You can either set up in the box or you can set up on the roof. And I said, you want me to set up on a roof? And I thought about it, and I do have a little bit of a fear of heights. Not awful, but I'm going to have an offside call on Roman Franchini. But no, I had to think about it, and then we spent like 20 minutes trying to find a ladder. Brian calls somebody that has like a industrial grade 10-foot, 12-foot extension ladder. We get everything up. This thing's a little bit slanted, but it's safe. It's as safe as setting a broadcast up on top of a roof can be. Hey, if the Beatles could do a rooftop concert, why can't we do a rooftop broadcast? Here comes a shot, wide left. Here comes another one, trying to tie the game on a swiper from Franchini after the first shot. Missed wide left by Pizzigano. Mastero with a nice floater. This will roll out to Pizzigano. Deflected by Ackley. Now Mastero is the one who picks it up. Misses wide left. Got a little bit of contact there. Mastero picks another one up with contact from Benny Coleman. Coleman trying to go deep into the gutter to get this one. This one deflects. It will roll out. Where will it land? And we've got an ice. It's broadcasted, brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. It's on YouTube, Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Sorry, somebody was yelling at me, asking where they can find these games. I got to start throwing business cards down like I'm one of the cheerleaders throwing T-shirts into the crowd. 8:38 left after the icing call. Yeah, they got too many men on the ice. They now clear it with number 99, Anthony Proto. Here comes a slap shot from beyond the blue line, saved by Corbett. Goes back out to Slaughter, bounces it off the back fence. Another opportunity. Belmar whiffs on it a couple times. Linwood trying to get in on it. There goes another shot wide. That's deflected off the right foot of Elias Perez. That hits right off the shoulder of a Linwood player, Corbett, Jack Corbett, and goal! Belmar lights the lamp for the second time as they pick up number 2 on the day. 2 goals, 2 periods, and they hop out to a lead of 2-0. Belmar has really changed the tone here in this one. I mean, they have found a way to really change the dynamic of this game. First, they were in a situation where they're just trying to get themselves into a rhythm because Linwood is beating them at every turn. Now the opposite is true, and now Belmar is beating Linwood at every turn, and you have to find an answer to that. I mean, if Linwood can't find an answer to how Belmar is playing defense right now, you know, then they might be in trouble come the third period. I mean, Monroe pulled off a darn near miracle in that first cadet game that went to overtime. I mean, they were down 2-0 with 1:15 in the third. Light the lamp not once but twice. And then you win it in overtime on a golden goal. I mean, that was one of the most electric and electrifying experiences that I've really ever seen. Oh, how about this? No way! That is a goal for Linwood in the most unlikely of fashions. Not sure who got the goal there, but in a fracas and in a frenzy of orange and black, they're able to get their way. That is a goal by number 1, Andrew Duffy. So Duffy picks up his first, and as soon as we can catch our breath, Linwood is on the board. It's 2-1. .7:35 left in the second period. Belmar defending. Some good deflections there by Blaze Coleman. Back to Duffy, who scored the first goal. He lines it over center ice. How about this? For a cue shot, saved by Brown. Let's take a look at that first replay of the second goal by Belmar. That's deflected off the right foot of Elias Perez. That hits right off the shoulder of a Linwood player, Corbett, Jack Corbett, and goal! That's your replay presented by Harper Driving School. Get your license as fast as we get those replays. 614 Lambs Road in Pittman. Oh, Duffy whiffed on it. Could have tied the game there. Linwood again with some deflections here, running off the right board with Corbett. Deflected by Mastero. Looked like Christie was in on that one as well. Yeah, it was Mason Christie who had contact there. Goes back out to the black line for Proto. Deflected off of the right arm. It looked like maybe the right shoulder. Oh, look out. That hit off the back of his teammate. And what a catch by the fan out there. The gentleman in the red hat. Yeah, so that was a good shot there from Corbett, but it hit right off the back of his teammate, Connor Rocco, and then it ended up going out of play. That really could have turned out well for them if that teammate wasn't there to kind of deflect the ball and send it 20 feet in the air. But taking their time on the face-off there. Face-off won by Linwood. They've been pretty 50-50 on face-offs there. Ooh, gonna have, yeah, I could see that one coming. Definitely feel like I could see that one coming. 6:31 left in the second here. 2-1. Belmar jumped out to a 2-0 lead, scored in the first period, and then added on another in the second, and then Linwood in the next 15 seconds got one back on a goal off of some very strong deflections. And the goal eventually was credited to to Andrew Duffy. Here we go, Curcio. Deflecting it, sending it back out to Franchini. Possession still lost there. Look out. Coleman almost lost his balance. Deflected from the right side. This one goes back out. Ackley might beat Suter to it. And we're going to have an icing called. Here from the Egg Harbor Township Hockey Rinks, if you're just joining us, Belmar, again, got out to a 2-0 lead, 1 goal in the first, 1 goal in the early second. First goal was from number 19, Mason Christie. And Andrew Duffy got one back for Linwood. Here comes a shot from beyond the yellow line. I'm sorry, blue line. I don't know what I'm talking about. No icing. 5:30 left. This one will wrap all the way around the boards. Great technique there as this one gets past everybody. Linwood trying to hang on to it. Proto with Franchini in tow. Sets up a shot. Brown dives for it. Can't get it. Would have been his 8th save of the second period. I should say, I'm sorry, second of the whole game. He's had 8 saves so far. Again, very good defense here behind the net as Belmar is looking for an insurance goal midway through the second. The ball hit off of the referee, who couldn't get away in time. This might set it up perfectly, though. Linwood's going to clear it. Hits off of Curcio. This one comes back to Linwood. Here comes Franchini. He's all alone. Oh, they whiffed on the shot. That would have tied the game. Carpenter just took a little bit too long. Couldn't get the shot to fall. Now it's Corbett again. Proto is the one who picks it up in front of his own net. Carpenter going in. Now they take another shot. Misses wide right. Proto comes in with it with Franchini again in tow. This one-on-one matchup been pretty popular tonight. Curcio comes in, deflects it again. Back into Belmar possession pretty handily with Rickard, but they are going to turn it right over back to Pizzigano. Wide right, Proto comes in right in front of Brown. Mastero has this. Looking to clear and just looking to make sure that this one is they're just trying to get an insurance goal here because they definitely got thrown off guard by Linwood, who scored very quickly after they got the second goal. Kept themselves back in the game here. Some more stick contact. Going back out to the right side. Mastero has it. Front hand. Couldn't get it. Linwood intercepts. Brings this one back with Jack Corbett. Curcio now has it. Dancing along the center line. Now back to the front blue line. Curcio. Shot. Misses. Still in play. Deflected off of the glove of Connor Corbett. Again, possession just still trying to find any advantage. Mastero, shot wide left. Rickard was there to pick it up, couldn't get it. Now bounces off the backboards. Rickard with a floater, back out, turns it right over to Lindenwald. I'm sorry, to Linwood. Lindenwald's a little bit closer to home. Here we go. Carpenter's all alone. Curcio, one-on-one. Brown saves it. Now they'll go behind the net after the missed shot from Carpenter. I mean, he was right on. Brown could have been a couple inches off. Here is Deininger. Slow shot. Taken off. Corbett couldn't get there. 3 minutes left in the second period. And a beautiful back-on-fourth volley here between Linwood and Belmar. Deflected off the left foot of Curcio. Here comes another chance here. Carpenter tries to go in for it. Knocked down by Proto. Here comes another shot. Saved by Brown. And it's Rickard again. Back to Franchini. Another deflection by Belmar. Play hasn't stopped for over 3 minutes. Here comes another one. Buzzer sounds on another rink. Belmar bringing this back again. Going in for a hard stop is Pizzigano. Couldn't get it. Takes a long shot from the blue line and a can of corn right to Linwood. And how about that for an amazing relay and an amazing sequence of events. Connor Corbett comes in with the save. And we'll have a face-off with 2:26 left in the second period. How about it? Excellent, excellent offense from both teams. And how about that defense from Linwood? I mean, just denying them every chance. And then, I mean, Corbett as well. I mean, both teams, man, what a sequence there. I'm not that well versed in hockey commentary, so I am still working on getting myself the right vocabulary on how to describe a situation like we just saw. Slaughter will wrap this one behind. Oh, a Belmar player tripped over the right post. Off the left post, rather, but he still tripped over it. That might have been, who was that? That was number 19. That was Mason Christie. Seems to be okay, though. It didn't seem like anybody tripped him up. Just seemed like he maybe lost his awareness. Belmar again crashing the net here, putting Corbett on high alert. They wrap this one back around with Christie, who scored the first goal in the first 3 minutes of the ball game. We've got a stalemate, trying to kick the ball out with Corbett. Now Linwood's going to try to bring this one back the other way. Possession by Fred Calvi. Haven't heard too much from him today. Going back over. Oh, Brown. How about that for a happy accident for Belmar? It hit Brown in the right shin guard, and he ended up picking it up anyway. So was able to stop the deflection. Hey, let's take a look at that replay of the actually, no, we're going to wait until after the face-off. Have to wait until the right time to figure out what we're going to do in terms of replays. We have the replay loaded into the system, but we don't want to miss any time on the ice. Feeds it back out, misses Duffy to his left. Duffy trying to wrap around, hits off the left post, hits behind it. Duffy trying to set it up. Here comes a shot. Who's got it? Wide left, or wide right rather, from O'Neill. Under a minute to play in the second period. Belmar out to the left wing, back beyond center ice. Linwood trying to turn it over. Duffy has it. He scored the first goal for Linwood earlier in this period. In a bit of a frenzy, Brown is able to get it standing up. He's able to make the save. Feeds it back out. After Jansen Aurig came in with it. Belmar taking their time. 30 ticks before the buzzer. Dancing across the center line. Flips it over a couple times. O'Neill came in for a deflection. Corbett, save. Connor Corbett comes in with another save. He's got 5 in the first 2 frames. And we stop play with 21.1 on the clock. Let's take a look at that replay real quick before the face-off. The lamp not once but twice. And then you win it in overtime on a golden goal. I mean, that was one of the most electric and electrifying experiences that I've really ever seen. Oh, how about this? No way! Got 11 seconds left after the face-off. Here we go, 3 seconds. Can't get that one there, and at the end of the second period, it'll be 2-1. So Linwood gets a goal back as they score just after Belmar took a 2-0 lead, and the Lions still looking for an equalizer here in the final 10 minutes. We'll be right back.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
We're lucky we found a parking spot when we did. How about it? We're here from Egg Harbor Township. I'm Dan Wilkins with Brian Yackel, joining you in the American Ball Hockey Championships from Egg Harbor Township. Hope y'all are having a good one on this Sunday afternoon. It has been a fun broadcast, and it'll be our first of 4 today. Again, 47 degrees here in Egg Harbor Township. So we are with a bird's eye view from atop Egg Harbor. Again, first goal of the game was from Belmar, who jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Linwood immediately with a shot behind the net. Curcio has it. Could turn this ball over here with the orange stick. Gets it off of the crossbar. No good there. Went straight over the head of Corbett. Belmar still with possession, trying to crash the net just like Linwood did in the second period. Linwood clears it. I mean, one of the things that Coach Coleman said for Linwood was that we outskated that team in the second period. And this is going to tie the game! Game tied! Linwood with a goal! We are all tied up under a minute gone in the third period as Jax Carpenter picks up the goal. All right, that might have been Jack Corbett, I'm not sure. We're back underway. How about it? Linwood erases the 2-0 deficit, and we're tied. But that was what I was saying as Connor Corbett makes a save there. I mean, that was an excellent example and an excellent representation of what Linwood was able to do. They outskated Belmar. They were up 2-0, and then guess what? They got a goal right back through Belmar off their kilter a little bit. And then they got it right back. Start the third period. Sometimes you have to wait until the right moment to pounce. You can't wait until they're focusing on you. You got to throw them off guard, and then they find a way to score. They scored with 9:25 left in the third period, just over 30 seconds into the final frame. A whole bunch of swipes there in front of the net, in front of Corbett, keeping him on high alert. A floater back behind the net, picked up by number 91, Jordan Daninger, who had a couple shots on goal in the second period. Daninger feeds it back out. Slaughter goes in but gets hit from side to side. Carpenter passes this one back. Jax Carpenter. And Jack Corbett going in now. Carpenter with a swipe that gets intercepted by Belmar and by Aurig. Goes back behind Brown. 2-2 game, 8:35 to play. Again, the clock on the bottom of your screen is not official. It is manually operated. It may and probably will be off by a few seconds during all the games today. So I will update you with the score, and I'm sorry, not with the score, but with the clock when necessary. We don't have anything hooked up to that clock up there to make it official. Corbett stops it. So, just like so, we will reset the clock to 8:12. We usually let it be if it's 5-ish seconds within the range. You know, this isn't NBC Sports Philadelphia. You know, I don't have a stopwatch on me where I can just stop the clock just like that. I wish I did. That would require another USB port on my laptop, unfortunately. If you're just joining us, Linwood just tied the game on a goal from Jack Corbett. 2-2. Back underway. Curcio with another swipe. Goes back out to Connor Rocco. France and Oregon on that one. Goes back behind Corbett. See what they can set up with here. They couldn't get anything there. Now they clear it. Belmar's back in it. Back dancing along the blue line. He gets it on the blue line, gets the shot off. Now he's going to go back the other way. Here's Duffy. Again, had the first goal. Now it's Slaughter. Picks it over to Perez, and it's taken in before Belmar could take a shot. There goes another one with O'Neill and Curcio. This one goes back to Rocco. Went through the 5-hole of a Belmar player. It looks like it went through Aurig, and pass went wide left. Nobody home. It was intended for Connor Rocco. Rocco takes a couple of hits. He is down. He gets back up. Duffy with a couple deflections here. Goes back out to Jack Corbett. That shot is high. Went past Warren Brown. Would have been save number 10 for Warren Brown here in the third. 7:10 to play. Back over to Slaughter. Slaughter floats it across. Corbett dives forward for a save. Man, Corbett has shown excellent resilience after giving up those first two goals. I've seen some, ice hockey and ball hockey games where they've had to switch goalies. I was afraid that if Belmar had taken a lead, especially in this championship game, that is a deflating feeling to pull your goalie in that scenario. But they have kept their confidence in Corbett, and he has made 9 saves since the first period when Belmar went up 2-0. Here we go. Right at center ice, dancing across. Get some more contact right in front of the boards where we are a little bit obstructed here. It's Ackley who comes up with it after a feed from Mestero. Moves it back out. A swipe from Linwood keeps us in play. Now this is in no man's land. Who picks up? Looked like it could have been a trip there. No good, though. I don't know if it was an intentional trip, though. I doubt it, though, especially at this division. Tried to take a slapper, misses. Goes again back behind the net. Backhanded, saved by Brown, number 11. As Warren Brown and both goalies resilient here in the late going. .6:05 left, misses wide right of Brown. Oh, that's deflected up. No way! Goal's going to be waved off. Goal is waved off for a hand deflection. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. I mean, when I literally said no way, that was me saying, yeah, that's not a goal. Because Carpenter tipped it in with his left hand. He didn't intend it to tip it in. I think he tried to knock it down and then slap it because he was maybe a foot away from the goal. Linwood wins the face-off. Again, still wrapping around Brown. Player down, he loses his stick. And we're gonna have our first penalty of the game. Let's listen to the referee. Penalty is called against number 10 on Belmar, which is Luca Ciulo. And that will put Linwood on a power play. Knocked down. Rickard came in with a save. Here comes a slapper wide left. Couldn't get that one to fall. After the shot from number 5, Roman Franchini. Oh, that one's a nice deflection by Belmar as they're on the power play. Didn't hear anything about a minor or major, so I'm assuming it's 2 minutes. Here we go. Rickard goes back out for it. Slaughter has this at the back line. Feeds it back out. Yeah, the unfortunate part about the scoreboards here is that they don't have, like when we're at Hollydale, they tell us exactly how long the power play is and who's in. So we had to mic up the ref there or we had to turn up the mic in front of the ref to see where it would go. 4:25 to play in the third period. Linwood with possession, not being charged too hard here. Here goes Curcio, knocked down by Corbett, keeps the possession in though, back behind for Pizzagano. Carpenter's gonna beat out Danninger on speed, he's gonna get it first. I mean, that was just straight up, they were both running 100%. He beat him out. From the blue line, straight in front, slap shot to close out the power play. Belmar back at full strength. They add Brown, Colton Brown, as the extra defender. Ball eventually pops out back into view for Danninger. Going in is Corbett to try to make the save. Dive! Corbett, Connor Corbett with a beautiful save to the left. Sliding out to the left and making the save to keep this game tied up at 2 apiece. 3:41 now. Hey now, how about it, Connor Corbett? And we'll have another face-off. Back in action, Slaughter feeds it off and whistles. I think one of the refs wasn't ready. For just joining us, Linwood tied the game Just 35 seconds into the second period. Slaughter takes a shot, blocked in the first line of defense. Here goes Slaughter again. Gets another chance, misses wide right to Corbett. Actually, wide left if you're in his shoes. Here we go. Again, Belmar back at full strength after a quick 2-minute power play. The only penalty we've had today. It's been a very light game. Duffy picks it up. Curcio comes in to block from the right. Here we go. Belmar with another chance. Deflected by Georgia Suter. Left-handed or backhanded slap shot there. Bringing it back out. Connor Rocco falls. Oh, wow. Brown got crossed up. Got crossed up by the ball. Here we go. Blocked off the right foot of Brown. Warren Brown with 13 saves, almost got 14. Ulrich's going to bring it back behind the net and wrap it around the boards. Out to the right side. He gets picked up by Jerry Matt Ackley. Mastero is not currently on the ice, it doesn't look like. Slaughter turns the ball over to Jack Corbett. Brother of Connor, who's made some excellent plays today. Some excellent goaltending on both sides. 2:12 to play. Curcio in. Defending the net. Brown gets it across the blue line, deflected off the foot of Curcio. Curcio slides it out, crosses over, does a double but misses it, loses possession. Just bit off a little more than he could chew. Here we go. Slapped off the boards by 88 Blaze Coleman. Haven't heard too much from him today, but he's on the ice here in the final 2 minutes. They've got confidence in their man. Here it goes. They say no, no icing. Coleman goes for it. That is Benny Coleman. Wraps it around again. The recipient will be Jack Corbett. 90 ticks left before potential overtime. Just like the cadet semifinal from earlier between Mays Landing and Monroe. Here we go. He sets it up. Blocked by Corbett. Couldn't get it there. They've got another couple of shots. Everybody's trying to crash the net. We got players everywhere. Hits off the side of the net. Now it goes around the boards again. Belmar's going to pick it up with Matt Ackley. Take a breath. It's Roman Franchini back at it. France and Aurig battling towards the right corner. 1 minute left. It's Connor Rocco in for it. Slides past everybody. 2 sticks go in, 0 make contact. It's Franchini and Curcio going for it. Curcio takes a swipe. Who's going to take the last stab at it? In regulation, 45 seconds left. Back again, crashing at the boards. Suter picks it up. Rickard with a deflection. Back across the Linwood bench. Pass. Who's got the shot? Brown couldn't get it. Goes through the 5-hole. 16. Blocked. Oh, but it went in. Oh, my goodness. Say hello, Belmar, to a game-breaking goal. 27 seconds left. Linwood calls a timeout. Oh my goodness. 26 seconds left as Jerry Mastero came in and they just took the lead. Unbelievable. 3-2 Bears. We'll be right back. Linwood, bench, pass. Who's got the shot? Brown couldn't get it. Goes through the 5-hole. 16. Blocked. Oh, but it went in. Oh, my goodness. Say hello, Bell. What a time to be here in Egg Harbor Township. Jerry Mastero with a deflection. Corbett missed it. 26 seconds left. The advice from Coach Corbel for Linwood was that Yeah, if you lose, don't put your heads down because they made it. And that's the philosophy of this Penguin division. They've got 16 seconds left. Brown made another save en route to it. Linwood has cleared the net. We've got an empty net for an extra attacker. They've got 8 seconds left. How much can they get? They clear it, trying to go for the empty netter, and an icing will be called with 4.5 seconds left. Linwood down 3-2 on a go-ahead goal by Jerry Mastero III. Let's see what Linwood can do here. 4 seconds remaining. If you're just joining now, you picked a darn good time to do it. Some shouts coming out from parents below on instructions. 3 seconds left. Linwood's got to get a shot off. Belmar blocks it. Slaughter clears. And Belmar's going to go home with a trophy in their hands. Champions in the Penguin division. Belmar with a go-ahead goal. 26 seconds left from Jerry Mastero. And Belmar travels down to Atlantic County and leaves by upsetting the hometown heroes of Linwood, 3-2. Game winner, Jerry Mastero. And they'll shake hands at center ice. Oh my stars, that was incredible. I mean, Belmar came out to a 2-0 lead. Linwood seemed like they didn't have the right step, if you will. And then they come down, get themselves in front. Linwood tied the game. I mean, what Linwood did best was that they attacked early in the period. When did they score their first goal? It was less than a minute into the second period. When did they score their second goal? It was less than a minute into the third period. I'm sorry, the first goal was less than a minute after Belmar had scored. So they were really reactive to those kind of situations. And then Belmar, with a standoff in queue, wins it. Jerry Mastero. Oh, my goodness. Couldn't have drawn it up better in Hollywood. How about it? They're going to do an MVP presentation. Hey, let's get this replay up real quick of the Jerry Mastero goal. Linwood, bench, pass. Linwood, bench, pass. Who's got the shot? Brown couldn't get it. Goes through the 5-hole of 16. Blocked. Oh, but it went in. Oh, my goodness. Say hello, Belmar, to a game. Again, if you're watching the second game between Maple Shade and Belmar, make sure that you tune in through the live tab on YouTube and click Beaver Division. We will end this live stream. Replay will be immediately available to you, the viewer, and then we'll be back on air in just a couple of minutes.